We are in Dallas, one of the great stops on the NHL circuit, and come on inside, 'tis the season, and with a nod to Dickens, it's been a tale of two cities for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Before we get to that, let's get to tonight's starting goalies, brought to you by Inact Insurance Company. You're back. It is Jonathan Bernier getting the call for the Leafs. Career against Dallas, 8 games played, 4 wins, no shutouts, 2.51 goals against average. Kari Lehtonen starting his 7th consecutive game. He was pulled in the second period on Sunday after 4 goals against on 19 shots against Edmonton. The tale of two cities for the Leafs, if you will. Losers of the last 3 after 6 wins in a row. It has also been an uneven, scrappy season for Dallas. We'll see how things unfold tonight. Great to have you with us wherever you're looking in. 'Tis the season. Hope you're enjoying it as we move into some celebration. Along the boards, puck snapped across in front of the goal. Some big stars in this game tonight, none bigger than Phil Kessel out there for the Leafs and Tyler Seguin for the Dallas Stars. 2 great offensive players in this league. Here's Bozak, and he'll rifle it in. Puck skipping down in there. Bozak up looking for it. Kessel's up there too, centers it out in front of the net. Van Riemsdyk was closing in, hoping for an early strike. Tonight's lineup's brought to you by Sale, the Canadian outdoor superstore in Burlington, Etobicoke, Oshawa, Vaughan, and now open in Cambridge. Puck comes in front, scores! Kadri!
Well, some nice work by Phil Kessel down low. Van Riemsdyk, as Kessel was changing on the play, and Van Riemsdyk centers it out to Kadri. And these two practiced together in the warm-up, so we thought they'd be together. And Kadri just sneaks in behind the defense with a stick down. The puck ends up right on his stick, and Kadri makes no mistake to give the Leafs an early lead and a huge confidence builder for them. Give Kadri credit, his concentration, he was all over that puck. Just went to the net with a stick down. Van Riemsdyk found the stick.
55 seconds into the game, and Kadri with the goal for the Leafs. In his last 13 games heading into this one, he had 11 points, so make it to 12 now in 13 plus. This is Jamie Benn wheeling and dealing, and gets a shot on goal there, and Bernier with his first touch of the puck. Puck rolled in over the line and back to pick it up. Number 83, Ales Hemsky. Hemsky moves it up around. He's got Jamie Benn with him as they come through the neutral zone. Puck snapped in there by Goligoski. Enough for the Leafs. Works it around to Franson. And that will be an icing call on the Leafs.
Here's a look at tonight's starting goalies.
Let's have another look at the goal here. It happened so quickly as the Maple Leafs just chip it in, a little chip and chase, and it hits a leg and then ends up back on Van Riemsdyk's stick. And there were plenty of Dallas Stars in the situation, and Goligoski was standing right beside Kadri. And a great play by Kadri to keep the stick down and just shovel it into the net.
Puck comes back, and that's shoveled in by Jordie Benn. Picked up by Daniel Winnick for the Leafs. And a little hesitation there, and it doesn't cost, but a little scrambly, and it's covered up.
The Edmonton Oilers scored against the same Dallas Stars team 2 minutes and 58 seconds into their game. So this is not new territory for the Dallas Stars, and Randy Carlyle hasn't minded his starts on the road for the most part, other than the Chicago game, which wasn't great the other night.
Leafs are 14-1-0 when they score first. This is Eric Cole trying to get it out in front. Spezza swaps it down and couldn't regain control. Benn moves it over. Puck comes back out for Spezza. Not in a great position for a shot. Gobbled up there by Peter Holland. And he's going to be badgered by Eric Cole. Cole knocked it loose. This is Spezza all the way out. Gets a shot off a skate. Bounces through. Oh, Spezza coming close there. A good shift for him. He loves playing against the Leafs. Averages a point per game during his career against Toronto. Clarkson looking for it. Comes to Holland. Clarkson curling towards the slot. Couldn't get it back. Fiddler plays it up around back of the goal. Pass Trevor Daley. He will chase it down. Leafs hustle in a change. Just underway in this one. If you joined us just a tad late, the Leafs scored 55 seconds into the game. And here they come again. Smith Gets it out in front. Pass was just behind the man jumping in, who was Morgan Riley. Dallas back the other way. Horcroft going for the front of the goal and couldn't quite catch up to it. Swooping in there, Jokipaka. Around back of the net, the rookie defenseman comes out, chips it on, and that is stopped and held by Bernier.
The Dallas Stars win a draw in the Toronto Maple Leaf zone, and the Leafs really get in trouble with that. It's some nice puck possession here. Cole behind the net, waits, and then this just kept going until later in the shift. And then Jason Spezza, he does so well, protects the puck with his left foot, and then swoops to the middle of the ice, and Cole had a 4x6, and the puck just bounced on him, and Bernier got a bit of a break on that play.
Spezza 57 points in 57 career games against Toronto.
Hometown kid loves playing against Toronto, doesn't he?
Sure does. Puck down in front, fired there. Great look for Cody Eakin, and that was tipped just wide.
Maybe hit the post.
Comes up ahead. Here comes Kessel. Just slow it down. Kessel got it out, moving in. Loophole was there, and so too was Lehtinen. Long pass up for Garbett, and failed to connect, and it ends up being an icing call. Kessel keying something there as he came in, working in tandem with Joffrey Lupul.
Yeah, Kessel's has some jump tonight. Eakin's had a couple of good shifts. He has great speed, and a puck possession battle here that the Stars win. And right in the slot there, Bernier pulls the ground and might have hit the post on the way through. Lupul paired with the Bozak line tonight, and Kessel, and so far they've been pretty good here early.
Clarkson, Holland, Winnick out there for the Leafs. Don't know if you can hear that at home or not, but a little help from my friends by the late, great Joe Cocker. He just passed away yesterday, playing on the PA here in Dallas. One of the great British soul singers. After the musical interlude, back to the game, off an icing call.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Clarkson back up for the face-off. And Fiddler coming out. Reliable face-off man for Dallas. Top face-off man this season for the team. Also pretty decent job at drawing penalties. We'll see if that comes into play in this game. Roussel up along the boards. Fiddler up there trying to get to it. Couldn't. Back in. Winnick snapping one. Lehtinen got a piece of that with that right arm. Winnick had a bead on that far corner, it looked like. Roussel pushes it in over the blue line. Holland missing that off the boards. Clarkson looking forward at the line. Cole dished off to Ben. Had his pocket picked. Clarkson. Oh, he snuck through and then got picked out of the play by the linesman, unfortunately for Clarkson. Here's Seguin. And Tyler Seguin will start off. 9 shots on goal the other night against Edmonton. And a come-from-behind win for the Stars. Santorelli was trying to get through, but pass was intercepted by Ben, who plays it back. Seguin's out there, angling towards the blue line. He goes to the net, but the play was gloved down at the line, and it went offside.
Well, what a year Tyler Seguin has had so far. Remarkable, really, and it's his speed that gets him in the open. He's got great chemistry with Ben, and if you throw Spezza on that line, which they do at times, and that becomes a pretty effective line for the Dallas Stars. And this is all without the Stars having a power play. I mean, their power play has been dismal. It's 23rd in the league, so he's not getting a lot of power play points yet. He got 25 goals so far.
Daly, long shot in, chest high. Bernier will handle those all night, one would think. Jokipaka fires one in, and a little juggle by Bernier, and he hangs on to it.
And Bernier, I spoke with him this morning about his last start against the Philadelphia Flyers, where he gave up 7, and he said, I didn't feel that badly in the net. It was one of those nights where the shots were just, I was in position, but they were beating me off the post, over top of me, a goal from behind the net that hit him in the foot. And he said, I was just okay that night. I wasn't nearly as good as I should have been.
8 wins in his last 12 starts, nonetheless. And the puck comes in again, and he will grab it.
But the way the Leafs give up chances, very similar to the Dallas Stars, if your goaltender isn't spectacular, not just good, you can get yourself in trouble because the quality of chances that the Leafs have been giving up and the shots on goal have been high, too high, and that's one of the reasons why they've slipped their game here the last few.
Great look at that cool paint job on his mask. Puck tapped up. Shots on goal, 5-3 for Dallas. That one will roll in, and Bernier again forced to cover it up.
And Randy Carlyle trying to get his defense pair out against Seguin, and now, of course, Franson and Phaneuf come over the boards, but they almost got caught right in front of the Leaf bench on a change, trying to get their defense out there. And they were very fortunate here. As you're watching the top of your frame, whoops, I better get back, says Cody Franson, or I'm going to get in the penalty box.
That was, whoops, oh, no, look out. Jokipaka there at the line, couldn't knock it down. Here comes Kessel, gets a chance, and he's stared down by Lehtinen. Puck comes back out.
Like they said, 81's going tonight for the Leafs.
He's got it again. Kessel dropped it over. Lupo looking for Bozak coming in, and things never really gelled. But yeah, 81 is rolling for Toronto early in this one, combining nicely with that man, Lupo.
But he's frustrated, and he's a little bit banged up. I walked out of the rink with Phil this morning. I said, you know, I've never seen you miss the net the way you did in Chicago. And he said, yeah, well, he might be a little bit banged up and sticks a little whip. He said, yeah, I don't usually miss those chances. Well, he didn't miss that one. So that was right on the net. And Lehtinen with a good save.
Puck comes back. Robidas dumps it off the boards. Robidas had just a great run during his career in this city. Puck comes up ahead. Horcoff in there, and that's going to be a penalty.
Or a penalty shot.
Riley will take the penalty or the penalty shot. Let's see. No, it's just going to be a hook.
One thing Dallas do so well is they sneak in behind because they have great speed in their forward position. Morgan Riley gets caught stepping up a little bit, and now he's flat-footed. And he's pitched at the blue line, and here comes the hook because of it, right there. A real nice pass. Horcoff is in, and you can see the stick get into the hands of Horcoff by Morgan Riley, and that's why he's in the box.
Yeah, that second look was a great one. That last one, you can see him. The hook clearly as he was cutting in. Dallas in the power play, they've struggled. 23rd in the league against the 10th best penalty kill. Seguin fires that one. It's tipped up and out of play.
Leafs got to win some draws here.
No, they don't get that one. Seguin chips it in just wide of the goal. Daly moving up in there deep. Defenseman moves it around back of the goal for Eakin. Spezza dangling there at the half boards, looking back for Seguin, top of the point, back for Spezza, winds it up with the shot pass right through the slot. Jamie Benn was parked in front. Up back of the goal, Eakin, Spezza fires this one and went off of Benn. Eakin after it again, up for Spezza. Seguin is at the top of the point, comes through. Seguin shoots, didn't get all he wanted on that, I would guess. Winnick. Here's Spezza. Up to the line. Seguin dishes off. Jamie Benn with it. All the way back to the far point, and a bridge too far there for Spezza. He couldn't get to it. This is John Klingberg. Fine young Swedish rookie defenseman. Gets it up ahead. Cole with some room there on the left side, looking towards the slot. And that is broken up. 35 seconds to go in the power play.
Yeah, fine penalty kill so far by the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've done a nice job of holding their positions in the defensive zone and breaking up plays in the neutral zone.
Here comes Cole. Cruising down that left side. Tried to zip it across in front of the net. Back to the blue line. Klingberg looking. Works it up. Cole shoots. Rising shot wrestled down by Bernier. Rebound comes out. Sevier onto the forehand and then tried to drop it back there for Morin. Morin gets it around. Sevier centers it out in front. Klingberg pushes a wrist shot through, and that was tipped just wide. Penalized player. Back out. Teams at even strength. Cole gets it out. Klingberg stepped up, and it was tipped up over the glass and into the netting, and will get a stoppage. So Dallas not able to mine any gold on that power play. Back with more from Dallas in a moment.
One of the toughest players in Stars franchise history, Stefan.
What a nice moment to be part of here. A video tribute just playing up on the screen. Stefan Robidas' teammates and former teammates all standing up to give him a big round of applause. Played the better part of 11 seasons in Dallas and still much loved in these parts. Good for him.
And good for Randy Carlyle. He puts him over the board, sprayed on the ice after the tribute, as he had a terrific career here in Dallas and a great leader. And the Maple Leafs have found that out in a real hurry throughout their locker room, as the players really enjoy Robidas.
37 years of age in his 14th NHL season. And he so wanted to play in this game tonight. Lupul. Kessel up there looking for it. Bozak as well. The Leafs' big threesome. And Kessel has looked sharp so far in this one. Leafs with a 1-0 lead. Nazem Kadri scoring 55 seconds into the game. Offside called there on the Stars.
This period brought to you by the 2015 Toyota Corolla. It's Corolla like you've never seen it before.
Randy Carlyle pondering line matchups in the early going. Would you say he's more of a line matchup guy than a lot of coaches?
Well, he certainly likes to if he can. On the road, not so much, but he's certainly aware that the defense pairing he wants out there against Taylor Seguin will, of course, be Franson and Phaneuf, and he'll try to make that work as much as he possibly can. But Lindy Ruff can match. He likes to match as well. And Lindy Ruff this morning has not been happy when we talked to him about his team so far, saying they've been very inconsistent. Obviously, he doesn't enjoy their goals against, the worst in the National Hockey League. And he says it's been a different thing every night. Some nights it's been goaltending. Other nights the team hasn't shown up. They've been better lately, though.
Power play's been a problem.
As you were mentioning, Paul, they don't get many power play opportunities. They've had very few so far this season. And that doesn't create some flow on your power play.
Yeah, when you're only getting one or two cracks at it, which has been the case the last few games for them on the power play, he was saying this morning, it's tough to get anything going. Clarkson up there along the boards for the Leafs. Ran into Klingberg. Puck played back. Delegoski fires it in. That was Hemsky up there trying to chase it down. No can do. Santorelli barging after that puck into the corner. Tangles with Daly. Puck comes back along the boards and out. Franson. Cross ice for Van Riemsdyk. Santorelli bursted towards the goal, but the puck coming nowhere near him. He's over to connect with it here in the corner. Jokipaka. Seguin got it ahead. Here comes Ben on the way out through center. Seguin hustling up into the play, and it knocked down. Played back up ahead. Santorelli couldn't quite catch it there inside the blue line. It comes to Ben. He'll get a look here. Left side, cuts in front of the net and tried to pull it across and lost control. Van Riemsdyk plays it in there. Jordy Ben and the bearded Ben brother comes to center, and he'll ring it in around the boards. Cole was up looking for it. Puck turned over there to Cole, but couldn't maintain control. Ben fires it back in. Morin is going towards the front of the net. Puck will go down back of the goal. Morin's parked there in front. Cole works it back towards the corner. Spezza comes out, had it on the backhand, was cradling that puck, and it was knocked away. And Riley plays it up. It'll bounce around here at the line. Finally chipped in by David Booth.
A good road period for the Maple Leafs so far. They've slowed this game down to a walk, and they got the first goal of the hockey game, and they're playing a very defensive style at the moment. Bernier has not had a lot of work so far.
8 shots, but half of them anyway have been from the perimeter, and just easy ones he's taken into his chest and covered up. Puck knocked down. In over the line there is Sevier. And Sevier badgered to the ice into submission, and the puck comes away. Goligoski. He lost it. Leafs coming in. Bozak fires one in. That is stopped and covered up by Lehtinen. 8:24 to go in the first period. Leafs grabbed an early goal, and they nursed that lead on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet.
Well, Seguin, like all great players, work on their craft. And here's a little thing that we watched him do in warm-up, just working on his edges, getting himself warmed up. And boy, does he have terrific edges. Look at how he can turn on a dime. Remarkable, really.
He is breaking in a new pair of skates. So he told me this morning after the morning skate. Of course, most guys at this level will have 3-4 pairs going at the same time.
And they break down in a hurry today, so a lot of the great players, it seems to me, they go through a lot of skates during the course of a season.
There's some kid watching somewhere is going, 3 or 4 pairs of skates, are you kidding me? That's what it's like at this level. Santorelli after it. Got it loose, puck comes out. Oh, Kadri was right there, leaning towards the net. And he's out there again. And puck doesn't come to him this time. Kadri scored that opening Leaf goal. Knocked down just outside the line. Kadri plays it back. Out there with Santorelli and James Van Riemsdyk. Pollock moves it ahead. Van Riemsdyk with it. Santorelli moving up there. Trying to get a forecheck going. A little late getting in. Pollock after it there along the boards. Batted across in front. Santorelli giving chase. Jokipaka can't handle him. Santorelli, nice job to win the puck and get a shot on goal. Back out to the line. Pollock wrists one in off the boards. It'll come off. Santorelli up there with Bozak and Van Riemsdyk. Jokipaka moves it ahead. On the way down that left side is Roussel trying to catch up to it. Roussel getting some support from Hemsky. Hemsky plays it back. Wired on goal there by Trevor Daley. Daley after his own rebound there in the corner. Daley with it, centers it in front of the net. Just chopped wide by Hemsky. Puck up off the boards past Kessel. Daley with it again. Floats it up, was looking for Ben there on the left side. Knocked down, Lupul comes in and into traffic. He hit the firewall there just at the top of the circle, couldn't get through. Phaneuf. Ben. Zamaris for Dallas. Winnick back there to fetch it for the Leafs and finds himself immediately under pressure there from Ryan Garbutt. Garbutt trying to ferret that puck loose, really working at it. Gets some help up there from Eakin, who wins it. Eakin trying to center it, and a nice play there as the puck was knocked down by Van Riemsdyk, and he comes back the other, Clarkson. Clarkson comes in, cuts across in front, that was knocked down. Back out for Robidas, plays it across quickly. Moving up, Riley with a shot. And the puck rolls out. Eakin played it ahead, jumps up into the mix. Goligoski up there too. Puck right out through the blue paint and right on through. And play is whistled down. 5:31 to go in the first period. Leafs leading 1-0 on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet.
The Dallas Stars get their second power play opportunity of the period as David Clarkson here, just a harmless looking play where he loses his positioning and then draws a penalty for tripping. This is something that has been missing from the Leafs game the last couple of games, which has been better tonight. Good puck support on the breakout, which then creates speed through the neutral zone, and a good forecheck, which eventually ended up in a chance for Randy Carlyle. So I've noticed tonight that they've been coming out of their zone much better than they had the last few games.
Ben Spezza and Eakin up front for Dallas in the power play. Seguin back at the left point. At the top of the point right now, Daly's the other defenseman. Spezza steps towards the slot, slides it down low. Seguin shoots, pings off the iron. Comes up and around. Daly moves it back in. Seguin over on the left side, coming in the back door. That pass was labeled for him and was broken up, and getting in front of it there for the Leafs was Bozak, and then draws the penalty.
This season, stay out of the penalty box. Find gifts you'll adore, like Arctic Brilliance Canadian Diamonds, only at People's, Canada's diamond store. Let love shine.
Well, the Leafs get a break because Seguin hits the goalpost and really rings it, and then after that, he tries to sneak in, and then that little trip on Bozak, and now we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey because of it. And Bernier here a little bit tight, and I'm not so sure he really I don't know, he's a good look at it. That's just a great shot. What a release by Seguin there. I mean, man, and if you're the goalie, you might want to take one more step out in that situation.
Seguin loves playing here. Goal in his last 6 home games. Klingberg gets it up ahead. Trying to catch up to it there is Garbutt. Chopped it across in front. Nobody home for Dallas that time. 4-on-4. A little bit of extra room out there. Riley up with a swat at it. Klingberg knocks it down and plays it up and ahead. Goligoski got it up towards the blue line. Morin was looking for it. Gardner snakes his way to the line, looking around. Kessel's going for the net. Pass comes across. Kessel couldn't get there. And now it's picked up by Gardner. Top of the slot. Works it over. Kessel. Phaneuf. Shooting! Fire that one just wide. Comes up off the boards. Kessel couldn't wheel it in. Gardner. Phaneuf. Waiting. Waiting still. Passing. Kessel switches off there to Phaneuf. Snaps one. That'll come up and around to Kessel. Gets it across. Tipped there in front by Phaneuf. Nice touch by the big Leaf defenseman. Got it on goal, but didn't catch Lettinen flat-footed.
What I love about this offensive play by the Maple Leafs is their movement. As nobody is very stationary. Jake Gardner comes flying off the point, and they Phil Kessel fills in for him. And then Phaneuf will sneak down. And some real nice movement. Now you see Kessel and Gardner switching places back again, and that really gave the Dallas Stars some problems in terms of their defensive zone coverage in the 4-on-4.
4-on-4 for the next 28 seconds, and then the Leafs will go on a brief power play. Demers. Here's Ben, and under immediate pressure there from Kadri. Puck comes up ahead. Hemsky trying to catch up to it, couldn't. Kadri with it inside the line, comes back out now. This is Ales Hemsky up along the boards, looks towards the goal. Spezza's up there with him. This is Spezza with it now. Looking around, Hemsky was going to the slot. Spezza tried to get it to him, but it was deflected out. Clarkson comes out of the box, and the Leafs now with a power play for the next 22 seconds. And this is Gardner who will set the floor. Lupul out there with him. Clarkson as well, and the play comes in offside.
Canon's Best in Glass sale. Save big on cameras and lenses for a limited time only. Visit canon.ca/bestinglass today.
One of the things that the Leafs have to clean up, even though their record is very good so far this season, is to play much better against teams that are under 500. And they got a great record against the West so far this year, which is good. 7-3-1 against the Western Conference.
Which most hockey people would agree is the tougher conference, so if you can milk some points out of there, that's going to be to your benefit.
We got to go down to Death Valley here, though, next month in California, which will be a task as always.
Pollock plays it in. Lettinen out. Little misadventure there, but got enough help from Goligoski, who was able to move it out. And that will be an icing call.
Yeah, Lettinen's a great goalie, but he's not a good puck handler. And when he gets the puck on a stick, you might as well have oven mitts on. I mean, he is a real problem behind the net and almost got caught. Look at him smiling a little bit right now. and with his defenseman, Goligoski. And he gets it behind here, and it just skates away and almost went into the no zone and got away with it.
Goligoski played it back, comes up there for Ben, bounces off Franson, fought his way in over the blue line, Seguin up there with him. Cole coming up to pressure Phaneuf. Here's Ben along the boards. Cole after it, Seguin up there to help out. Taps it towards Cole. Right up there is Klingberg. He gets knocked down. Goligoski plays it out of harm's way. Kessel was up there. Got a bit of a stick on it. Bozak with it now, moving in. Trying to slip towards the front. Fired the shot. That was kicked away. Back for Bozak. Off the post. And the Stars bending but not breaking there. Bozak with a couple of good looks. Puck moved up ahead now. Horkoff gets it out in front. Oh, what a stop by Bernier. Point blank. Sevier was right in on top of him. Here's Santorelli trying to muscle in. Kadri plays it back. Robidas with a shot. That was knocked down by Fiddler. Another one down in front. Kadri tried to pull it to the forehand. Now he's got it in the corner. Kadri works it back towards the line. Broken up by Sevier. He'll feather it up ahead. Fiddler going hard after this. He and Robidas thumping in along the boards. Puck comes up and around. Ben. Robidas. Demers up there pressuring. Number 4 for Dallas. Tried to scoop it in front of the net, but Riley intercepted. Morin plays it up ahead. Towards the corner goes Eakin. Squeezed out of the play by Pollock. Less than a minute to go in this first period. Ben, cross ice. Looking for Travis Morin. Morin up there, ridden into the boards. American Hockey League MVP last season. Just backhanded wide there by Eakin. Winnick chops it out. Goligoski. Roussel plays it across. Cole, little bit of room, feathered it in. Klingberg jumped up there and couldn't quite finish off with Roussel. Roussel gets it to Cole, to Roussel. Battling hard, wins the battle, gets it out, flipped towards the goal there by Spezza. Ever dangerous, here's Cole. Cole on the boards. And it's going to roll back and time runs out in this first period.
This period brought to you by the 2015 Toyota Corolla. It's Corolla like you've never seen it before.
Shots on goal in the first period. For Dallas 10, for Toronto 8. The score is 1-0. Nazem Kadri with the goal 55 seconds in to the first period. Here again, Darren Millard.
Thank you very much. Here in Hockey Central with Nick Kyprios and Damian Cox. Festivus Day. Obviously, everybody's distracted going into the holidays.
That's not
I know.
True.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's a Seinfeld
All
thing.
right.
But it's really catching on 25 years later. It was the exact period that both coaches have seen too much of this year and we're afraid of tonight.
Anybody want to play defense in this game? And it's fun to watch, and they're going up and down. But we talked about this in the pregame, and, you know, straightforward. The Leafs, against the worst defensive team, want to, in the National Hockey League, want to just go up and down and trade chances. Well, guess what? Yeah, they do. Neither one of these teams wants to play any defense at all, which means we're getting chances at both ends. Yeah, and they're followed up one at one end followed up by one at the other end, which again is pretty exciting hockey to watch. I'm not sure Lindy Ruff or Randy Carlyle thinks it's pretty good. And beyond that, if you're these two teams hoping to make the playoffs, this can't be the kind of hockey you play.
You're also a tennis guy. It's just lobbing it over the fence or on the net. Back and forth, and just waiting for someone to either put one long or into the net.
Well, Nick with the tennis analogy.
There you go.
Who would have thought?
Never saw that one coming. Well, Jason Spezza is a great player as well. Lots been made of Toronto stumbling out of the gate in first periods. This is a reversal.
Well, it is. 3 times this season they've given up a goal in the first minute, and it's nice for a change to have it reversed a little bit. But once again, we talked about the Leafs being a bit of a rush team. This is their first chance at an entry, and it's in the net. And that's awfully nice when you're struggling a little bit the last few games. But there's also opportunities when you don't initially get a goal off a rush, and you got to maintain some sort of momentum. And that's still a challenge, to your point, Damien, instead of trading chances to sustain a large portion of your forecheck. And
maybe that's their theory. We're playing the worst defensive team in the league. We'll just try to score goals.
Not a good idea.
But they're also playing the best goal scorer in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, and you can see how a guy like Seguin ends up with, 25 goals and on a pace for 60. Nothing too extravagant, but a situation where he hits one off the crossbar there, and you can see that quick release that Lindy Ruff's talking about, amongst the best in the league. And it doesn't take much, guys, for this guy. And the Leafs probably are having that discussion as we speak. They do as well in the dressing room. This guy is dangerous. You got to watch him. You got to pay close attention to a guy that can just quickly change the course of a hockey game, just like that shot right there.
And you say, well, the Leafs did well in keeping him off the scoreboard. Well, yeah, but, I mean, he had a couple of grade A chances, and they're going to have to defend a little bit more against him, or he will score at least once tonight.
Doesn't register an official shot on goal, despite hitting the crossbar. 3 missed shots. He also is a -1 and takes a penalty in that opening frame. You'll hear from Jason Spezza, the great serve and volleyer, when we continue. Plus, a busy night in this Festivus night on Sportsnet.
On most people's things to do list in Dallas, a visit to the Margaret Hill Bridge.
Really?
First period, 1 goal, 55 seconds in. Nazem Kadri gets it his 10th of the year. Shots on goal, 10-8 for the Stars. Here is Chris Simpson.
Well, Paul, with 25 goals, he leads the league in scoring. And right now, Tyler Seguin is also on the cover of Sportsnet magazine. He said his mother brought him some copies when she arrived here yesterday. So much is made of his on-ice chemistry with Jamie Benn, as they've combined for 106 goals and 235 points in the last 2 seasons. Tyler told me, though, about their off-ice chemistry as well. Despite opposite personalities, Tyler being the extrovert, they've become great friends. They live right next to each other. In fact, Jamie even got his first tattoo, he says, because of Tyler. I think Jamie's still got a ways to go to catch up to him, Paul.
You know, one of the things I've been most proud of with Sportsnet's coverage this year, just to wave the flag for a second, is some of the wonderful features that have been produced. We ran one in the pregame show, and it's still living up on the website, sportsnet.ca. It's on Tyler Seguin. Go and take a look at it. It's a really, really nice feature that gives you a nice bigger picture on not just the hockey player, but the guy. That's at sportsnet.ca.
A little delay here as Phaneuf is over getting some work done on his skate. We're ready to go.
Now, what's the gut instinct after 1 period? What are you liking? What are you not liking?
It was a sloppy period defensively by both teams. I like Kessel's period in period number 1, but these Dallas Stars, they sneak in behind you with speed and they can score. So we'll see how that plays out here in the second.
And number 91 has been a little bit quiet so far. 81 hasn't. He's got it now for the Leafs, and Kessel snaps one. That great quick release of his, testing Lehtinen.
Forget that Seguin has 10 goals against the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is the most of any National Hockey League team. And he had a couple of chances, rang one off the post in the first period.
An NHL best 7 multiple-point games so far this year. Klingberg gets it up, puck tipped up. Trying to stretch to stay on side there was Hemsky. Seguin tried to quick pass it in front. He's looking for Hemsky. This is Riley. Up to center, Kadri up there. Lupul was up as well. This is Hemsky in over the line. Seguin is with him. He gets it. Jumping up there's Klingberg. Tried to center it back out in front. Santorelli got his stick on it. And the Leafs will start back. Pass up to Kadri. In over the blue line. Looking around. Van Riemsdyk's coming up to join the play. He will push it down into the corner. Kadri was dumped there along the boards. He gets up rather slowly.
He got nailed by Benn. Just a collision just in front of the half boards, and I'm surprised he got up. He got it right in the chin.
Oh, he got up and he's still out there, and he gives Ben a little hack as he goes by. A little turnabout is fair play. Lettinen out to play it. Gets it up around the boards. Out quickly now, Spezza hops in over the blue line, swings wide, centers it in front of the net, and Roussel just failed to get his stick on it. Clarkson back down for the Leafs, cross ice. Gardner will punch it in, but the play went offside.
And you can tell Kadri's pots and pans are mixed up a little bit right now as he's trying, and this is not a good looking hit here. There's the official play, first play when he tries to go in, and then, oh boy. I mean, the puck is nowhere in sight. And that's just that's a bad hit, a bad play that should be a penalty. Yeah, because I didn't even have the puck, and he's right. It wasn't anywhere near him.
Got up, stayed out, finished his shift.
You know, he's a tough customer. He's not a big man, but he's not afraid to go into hard areas on the ice, and he bounced right back up, didn't he?
His last 13-plus games, he has 12 points. That's counting his goal tonight.
He's been very good for the Maple Leafs, particularly the last couple of weeks playing against some top center icemen along the way, doing a nice job, and his face-offs also are coming along.
Holland trying to come in. Winnick. Clarkson looking for it. He's back up and he's got it. Dropped it back. Holland sniped one on goal. Stopped and held by Lettinen.
Clarkson going to the net. And the Stars don't like it much. And we'll take another look at this hit. And it looks like Ben, you know, went a little bit out of his distance there to hit him. And then later on the shift, Kadri had his number. Tap, but it seems to be okay, which is remarkable, really, based on the way he went down.
Yeah, he gave him a pretty good hack going by.
Clarkson's in the penalty box.
We're going to have offsetting here, it looks like. Antoine Roussel will keep him company.
And Clarkson went to the net. And there's the battle afterwards for Roussel.
Clarkson, of course, big free agent signing. July of 2013. I think that in some ways it's been a bit of a golden handcuffs contract. Great contract, but massive expectations coming out of it, and expectations to this point he hasn't been able to meet. But not through lack of hard work. Gardner. Over to Phaneuf. Up there for Kadri. Turned over, Horcoff with it. Klingberg. Throws it across. Here's Seguin. Oh, he tried to pull it to the forehand, and Kadri with a good stick poked it away, and he's back in the other way with Kessel, but he couldn't get it back to him. Kadri swings it all the way back to the line. Gardner open here in the left point. Teams playing 4-on-4. Up for Kadri. Kessel's in front. Kadri. Kessel. Quick shot. Just missed. Gardner slashing it back up. Kessel looking. Kadri goes to the front of the net. Polak is up there as well. This is Kessel with it. Still with it. And finally just ran out of room. Was run into the sand there by Goligoski, who got it away from him. Back in comes Gardner. Opens things up there on the left side. In deep. Tried to slap it across in front. Polak up after it. In back of the net. Looking around is Holland. Gets it out in front. Quick shot. Holland delivered the pass right onto the stick. And a good quick shot fired on goal by Polak.
And a real good shift by Kadri after getting hit the way he did. And so often in hockey, if you make a good defensive play like Kadri does here on Seguin, it turns to offense. And he turns it over with Kessel and a 2-on-1 that just doesn't work. But then Kadri out battles Ben and gets the puck back to the point, and that created some more traffic. Kadri's face-offs have really come a long, long way in terms of the last year or so. And I talked to him about it this morning, and he said, I'm stronger, but I mix it up more. I'm thinking about them and practicing them a lot more. And he said in junior, he just didn't have to worry about it. He just won face-offs, so it wasn't emphasized as much. It certainly is in the National Hockey League.
Well, it's funny. Early in the year with Kadri, you were, I think, fair to say you were lukewarm the first few weeks into the season, but you've really warmed to his play, and you seem like you're quite impressed.
I'm impressed with his defensive game, the way he's learned to play and that, and be more of a complete player. And to his credit, he's working at it. It's not uncommon for a young player to come in the league and have difficulties in the defensive side because they do whatever they want in junior. They're just that good, and Kadri was that good at junior in London.
He's a fifth-year pro, but last year was his first full season in the NHL, so keep that in mind. It takes a while to develop. Hemsky trying to take off. Leaves it there for Spezza. He'll wheel in. Coming in, Spezza looks, fires one on goal, and that's stopped by Bernier.
On the face-off side, Jason Spezza, when he broke into the league, he was a 40%er. For the first 3 years. Now he's well over 50. Manny Malhotra, one of the best face-off men in the National Hockey League, over 60% every year. Do you know his first 4 years in the league, he was under 45%? It just gives you an idea for young players how long it takes to get strong, to learn the National Hockey League game, to be good at the face-off, and Kadri's one of those players that's getting better.
Puck fired in, going back to eras past. Jacques Lemaire was the same way. It took him a while to become the ace face-off man he became. Steve Yzerman, same way. And I realize that dates it a little bit for some of you younger viewers, but you know, your point is well taken. It takes a while.
Now Bozak's going out to take this face-off because Kadri lost a big one there.
I talked to Malhotra about that when we were in Montreal earlier this year, and he says he has a mental book on the linesman because every guy drops a little differently, and you're aware of that. And he's the best face-off man in the league right now. Here's Van Riemsdyk in over the line. He's going to get a good shot here. No, he goes for the pass. Bozak was coming in, and then the net is dislodged and play whistled down. I thought for sure he was going to shoot.
Garbutt, he just went to the net. And Dallas gets caught. Boy, they've been caught a lot tonight with the defensemen high up into the play. And Van Riemsdyk and Kadri, for me, have a little something going. And even in the silly stats, the numbers show you that when Van Riemsdyk and Kadri are together, the possession time is well over 70% in the offensive zone for Van Riemsdyk when he's paired with Kadri. So they may have a little chemistry, and maybe this will stay together for a little longer than we think.
Kadri, Santorelli, and Van Riemsdyk out there right now. Puck comes back. Van Riemsdyk got a quick shot, stepping confidently into the circle there as he launched it. Puck goes up into the netting, and we get a stop.
Riemsdyk, like all the Leafs, a little bit cold of late. Set up the first goal tonight, however, as he tucked it out in front to Kadri. And ever since then, there's been chances by both teams, as both teams a little loose, particularly the Dallas Stars. I haven't minded the Leafs' defensive game so far in this contest.
JVR leads Toronto forwards in ice time, 19 minutes, 15 seconds a game on average. Goligoski plays it up. Gardner under some pressure. Fiddler's up there looking for it. Back of the neck, trying to get it back to Fiddler. Now Fiddler leaning after it. Number 38 out there for Dallas. Fiddler dishes up ahead. Sevier just batting it in. Bernier out to play it out of harm's way. And Dallas will change it up on the fly. A little bit of extra time for Gardner. He utilizes that to step out to the neutral zone and play it in. Daly Gets it up against the grain. Enough. Franson. Knocked down there by Klingberg. He'll step in. Klingberg works it over. Seguin shooting. Oh, that's knocked down. Bernier with a nice save there and a little help from the post. Puck comes down. Van Riemsdyk scores. James Van Riemsdyk off the back end of a great chance for Seguin.
Here's the initial chance by Seguin as Bernier fights it off, gets a piece of it with his glove, and then Van Riemsdyk just skates out of the zone, and Kadri finds him. That chemistry between the two and that move we've seen so often, that little tuck between the legs. And Lettinen cannot close up the 5-hole to give the Leafs a 2-0 lead and a huge goal for the Maple Leafs.
Clarkson plays it out. Back up for Spezza. Here's Phaneuf. To the line, knocked down there by Benn. Was looking for Roussel. Benn knocks it down again. Good work here along the left side to keep the drive alive. Benn in the corner. Gets it back, and the net. Spezza was parked out there in front. He's going to step up after it now. Penalty coming up, and it's going to go against the Leafs. So the Dallas Stars will get a much-needed power play. Van Riemsdyk, just a great effort to put the Leafs up by 2.
Sportsnet Pick and Play, powered by Kia. It's never too late in the season to join. Just select key players from Saturday matchups, and you could win one of 2 2015 Kia Forte 5s. Enter now at sportsnet.ca.
Peter Holland in the penalty box.
And we'll have a look at it. And the little hook on the hands there, not much, and he gets Jordie Benn, and that's why he's in the box for 2 or less. You stop moving your feet, you get yourself in trouble.
Dallas with their 3rd power play chance of the game. They're 0 for 2 with only a shot on goal to show for their effort. Power play coming into this game in the league overall, 23rd. And Seguin's out there, so Spezza. The big gun. Seguin's got it now, moving in, fires a shot that stopped. Seguin with 2 posts tonight. He's come oh so close. Spezza gets it back. He'll set things up here, looking around. Seguin was in the slot. Also, Jamie Benn was creeping in the left side. Puck will come back out for Daly. Tight ropes along that blue line. Works it down. Spezza with the give to the corner and the go to the net. Puck comes back out for Daly. Looking, gets it over. Seguin wired that one. It was blocked and pounded down the ice by Pollock.
Good work by the Leafs to get into the shooting lanes. Again, be very patient in their own zone and keep Dallas to the outside.
75th shot block this year for Pollock. In comes Cole, drives up, comes around, gets it back out, top of the point, Demers. Getting all set for the shot. He's got it back now, Demers. Walking it towards the middle. Cole is open over on the weak side, just off the edge of the crease. Puck comes back, Demers in the shot. There's Cole there at the side, centers it back out. Comes across now, Demers works it up. Sevier's in the high slot, Cole down in front. Morin back to the line, spinning and shooting, and Demers got the shot away, augured himself into the ice in the process. Hemsky moves in, waiting, slid it right across in front of the goal. Dallas pressuring here on this power play. Van Riemsdyk up to Booth, in over the blue line. Holland is with him. The play is offside.
Intact Insurance, proud to partner with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Leafs get a bit of a break on their last goal. I mean, it's not a great change. Booth and Panik go off here. And that is why Seguin has a pretty good chance at a 3-on-2. But the good news is Van Riemsdyk is just coming off the change. And that's why he's so wide open. And what a pass by Kadri. And the Leafs are up 2-0.
And breaking in with a chance, taking it to the backhand. That was Garbutt, who jumped up into the attack. Suddenly found himself with a great opportunity. Just ran out of real estate. He was going so fast. Got in too tight to make a play. And play whistle down here. And a penalty coming up. And looks as though it's going to go against the Leafs.
No, Dallas.
No, I checked that. Like I said, it's going to go against Garbutt.
And the Dallas Stars had a couple of chances on the power play, but not much. And that's been the difference for them tonight. They've had 3 power play opportunities and had nothing to show for it. And then there's the high stick by Garbutt. And now the Leafs can really put Dallas in a difficult position here if they can get something going on the power play, already up 2-0.
Garbutt had just missed a chance breaking in previous to that. Perhaps frustration getting the better of him. Leafs 0 for 1 in the power play. Did not get a shot on goal during their man advantage.
Cody Franson on the point, and I know you spoke with him this morning, Paul, about that great shot. And there's where Garbutt misses the chance, and there's a foolish penalty on the high stick as he whacks Jake Gardiner.
Yeah, Franson out there, and when he is, keep an eye for that quick release snap shot that he loves. Snap wrist, sort of a combination. Deceptive. And he's scored several goals with that release of his this year.
And with the flex of his stick, Paul, you were saying?
Yeah, he's worked on it, excuse me, since his junior hockey days. It's something he takes a great deal of pride in. Says his dad was a big fan of the snapshot, and maybe that was the foundation of it. And he's changed the flex of his stick around, so the stick does a little bit more work. Makes it a little bit more deadly. We'll see if he gets a chance. There's Phaneuf. He's going to walk right down Main Street. Backhand shot. Puck work back. Franson trying to push a wrist shot in. Phaneuf getting up slowly behind the play and laboring. I was going to say towards the bench, but he's going to stay out there.
And that might have been a penalty to Dallas too, as he was pitchforked in just to the left of the goaltender.
Here comes Franson. Dropped it back. Bozak. Van Riemsdyk up for Bozak. Kessel flashing towards the back of the net. Here's Phaneuf. Moves it up. Phaneuf moving up along the boards. Gets it down low. Bozak snapped it across in front of the net. Kessel was flying just past the other side of the slot. Kessel moves it back to Phaneuf. Winds up. Pounds one in there. Rebound. Scores! Bozak.
In our opening, we talked a lot about the big line having to be better. Certainly Bozak and Kessel have been much, much better tonight. And Dion Phaneuf almost got a wake-up call a little bit when he, off that face-off, there was the pushing and shoving. He went in once and had a chance, and now he sets the puck up from the point. Look at Van Riemsdyk right in front of the goaltender's view, takes the eyes away from him, and a nice hand-eye coordination play by Bozak to knock it out. And here's the draw originally, as he gets going with the Roussel and going back and forth. And that seemed to, I don't know, give him a little energy, and then he went right in afterwards, going to the net. And here he goes, and takes the puck, picks it up, goes to the net, then gets pitchforked here after this, and then here is the goal afterwards. And that's in the net, and I don't know why they're even reviewing this.
High stick?
I don't know, let's see.
No.
Nope.
High
Certainly
stick?
not a high stick issue.
Maybe a...
Did he bat it in with the hand?
Yeah.
I mean, that might be what they're looking at as well. Let's have a look from this angle. Does the puck make contact with the stick? Yeah, I think it does. I think it's the shaft of the stick. To me, that's a good goal. And certainly the shaft of the stick is underneath the crossbar also. I can't see why that's not going to count.
After video review, the call on the ice has been confirmed. We have a good goal.
Yep, good goal. And a big goal if you're a Maple Leaf fan. I mean, now all of a sudden, Special teams have been the difference here a little bit in this game also, as Dallas has had their opportunities on the power play, had really no or very few chances, which has been the story for the Stars all season long, and then the Maple Leafs get their shot at it. It's in the back of the net here, and it's 3-0 Leafs.
Leafs penalty killing in the top third of the league overall coming into this game, 10th. And it's done a solid job tonight. Little turnover there. Bernier with the save. Rebound in front. Jamie Benn was taking a hack at it. But I think more a function of Dallas's futility in the power play. Van Riemsdyk dropped it back. And again, combining nicely with Kadri. You've commented on it a couple of times tonight, and there's yet another example. Just past the halfway point of this game, and the Leafs with a 3-0 lead on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey from Dallas on Sportsnet.
As we welcome you back to Dallas, hey, everyone's getting into the holiday spirit, and on behalf of all of us in Dallas and all of us at Sportsnet, we wish you a very safe and a very happy holiday. And boys, that goes to you too, up in the booth.
And a very Merry Christmas to you as well, and Merry Christmas to those of you watching. Happy holidays. This is Eric Cole coming down, cuts across the high slot. Cole up there looking for it. Roussel was with him. Smith plays it down in deep. And Smith will pick this up. On the turnover, moves in, shoots! It's stopped, rebound in front, bounces around. Oh, Smith had a good chance there.
I mean, you can see why Dallas is struggling in terms of their defense. The worst goals against in the league, and don't blame the goalie. They give the puck away so much, and they have in this game. And you wonder why Lindy Ruff has had a difficult time with his group. And here's a good example from the first and second period of all the turnovers by the Dallas Stars through the neutral zone, where they just can't seem to make a pass clean. Here's one right at the offensive blue line, a no-no in hockey. And Lindy Ruff, who likes defensive hockey, must be really struggling with this group.
Struggling with his goalie too, Kari Lehtonen, in his last two starts. Save percentage right now sitting at .686.
Give you an idea, I mean, they have a worse goals against than the Edmonton Oilers.
No, that's
amazing.
That's
when you think about it.
Perspective, yeah, when you consider how brutal the Oilers have been this year. Fiddler coming up, knocked it across in front. Sevier was looking for it, shot comes in. Sevier trying to get loose and get a whack at the rebound. Lupul picks it up. Knocked down, Ben. Up there, deep. Takes the scenic route around, looking. Back out there for Demers. Fiddler trying to wrap it around. Sevier was out in front. Played back. Demers. Got it up ahead, Horcoff. Jordy Ben in the corner, tried to center it. Sevier was tied up there just at the edge of the crease. Jason Demers back to pick it up. Long pass, looking for Seguin. And that will be an icing call.
And it's some pretty good pressure by the Stars in the Maple Leaf zone. It was really from a Lupul turnover where he actually passed it to his position. And that is normally not a good idea. Bernier, we should mention, has been very sharp. And here's the play. There's Lupul. Basically trying to find Kessel, but Kessel was nowhere near the boards, and that ended in some pretty big issues for the Maple Leafs in their own zone.
Santorelli bumps it there, comes out in front. Van Riemsdyk was just off the edge of the crease, but Spezza comes back now for Dallas. Tried to play it across for Ben, that was broken up. Santorelli dropped it back, Kadri, high slot, Phaneuf moving in there, shooting, Lehtonen out there, aggressive, well out from the crease to make the save. Santorelli slipped loose, and a penalty coming up is going to be a hold, and it's going to go against Jordy Ben, I believe.
Yeah, he got caught standing up. And another turnover, and then in the neutral zone, Ben lets that arm go out, and here's Lehtonen just takes off out of his net to make a good save. And there's another turnover through the neutral zone. The Leafs turn it over and come back. Now Benn's flat-footed, and he just basically grabs on. And that's why he's in the box. He doesn't like it, but that's a penalty. And Santorelli had him.
So the Leafs will go to work in the power play. 1 for 2 in the man advantage. Last power play took them 1:10 before they found the back of the net. Bozak. Van Riemsdyk's out there. Kessel. And Franson and Phaneuf back at the blue line. Roussel up looking for it. Vernon Fiddler helping him out. Roussel up for Fiddler. Phaneuf. Instrumental in that Toronto power play goal. This is Kessel. Phaneuf keyed it all with a nice shot from just inside the blue line. See what he does here. Kessel comes in, dishes off to Van Riemsdyk. Back to Phaneuf. Kessel looking for it there along the wall. Franson tried to quick pass it across and gave it away. Garbutt tried to dish off. Bozak clears it ahead. Play rather scruffy right now. Daly plays it around.
In a very structured Western Conference, the Dallas Stars are not going to be anywhere near the playoffs the way they're playing at the moment.
Lupul on the move there down that right side. Kadri up there to help out. Jamie Benn pushes it ahead. Demers played it across. Horkoff coming in. Puck is going to skip in wide of the goal. Gardner. Got it up ahead. Clarkson cuts to the high slot. Shooting! Rebound comes out. Played back towards the blue line. Here's Gardner with it. Gardner. Riley top of the point. Dishes over. One-timer didn't make it. Riley gets another chance. Pushed a wrist shot just wide. Kadri with it. Penalized player back on. Kadri looks. Riley shoots. Grabbed in hell by Lehtinen. 4:48 to go, second period. Leafs don't score in that power play. Had a couple of chances. Back with more in a moment from Dallas. Anything for Hockey is brought to you by Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Cody Franson is the leading scorer back in the blue line for the Leafs, and he scored a number of them with that quick snapshot. And I talked to him this morning about it. He says his dad was a big fan of the snapshot, and that's maybe why he worked on it as a kid, and he really started to come into his own working on it when he was with the Vancouver Giants out in the Western Hockey League. And one of the things he really takes pride in, Greg, is his ability to strike a puck that's rolling and get it on target. He says the puck almost deflects itself if you can get a roller towards the goal.
Well, and I found it interesting when he told you that he actually puts pucks on end and works on that in practice also. Rolling pucks and catching them just in the sweet spot to get them on net.
This is Klingberg. Gets it there to Eakin. He sipped one. Speaking of snapshots, he didn't miss by much there. And Lehtinen, not sure. And Klingberg back to pick it up. John Klingberg turns the puck over. Puck was directed towards the net. Santorelli was right down there. This is Demers. Plays it across. Seguin moves in. Shoots! Walked and wired that one in, and it's stopped and held by Bernier.
Well, Bernier's had his number tonight. He's had a few breaks, Bernier, but Seguin's got such a heavy shot. And a couple times Bernier's had to fight it off and just get enough of it that he'd get a piece of it. And this time he's in perfect position. And off the rush, the Leafs here get caught a little bit. And Seguin here has good time here, and he can really fire it. And there's Bernier, finds it through traffic again. Jonathan Bernier's been excellent in this game.
Spezza looking for a little room there along the wall. Drops it down. Seguin works it across. Gets it back. Turns. Shoots. And Bernier. Well, you mentioned it. He has his number.
And this is a second effort. Look at, he can't believe it. Saying, are you kidding me? I've hit a couple of posts. How am I going to solve this guy? And you watch Bernier here. He gets caught a little bit on the transition going from one side of the net to the other. And then he has to just scramble back.
It's his third post.
And it hit the post.
Three of them.
Bernier made that save. It hit the post. And then somehow did not hit Bernier and go in the net like it often does. Hey, they're going to have a peek at this one upstairs also.
A hat trick of hurt for Seguin. 3 posts.
And look at Bernier looking at the big screen to make sure that puck isn't in, because he has no idea if it went in behind him. And good play by Bozak also to get the stick behind Bernier's pads to keep the puck out.
Bernier might want to run out and buy a lottery ticket after this game. It's his night.
Merry Christmas.
Puck comes back. Seguin dishes back to the blue line. Fired in there by Jordy Ben, and that's stopped and covered up.
And the only thing I will say about the Leafs game here at the moment is their face-offs in the defensive zone have to be a little better here. They're having a difficult time winning them. Bozak, Kadri, and sooner or later you get yourself in trouble when that happens on a consistent basis.
Coming into this game, the Leafs 17th overall in the league in faceoffs, just a hair below 50%. Dallas 13th.
And a good win there by Bozak on the last drop.
Branson played it up there, tapped down in by Santorelli, letting it out to play it. Demers. Icing waved, and this is Branson. Points in 3 of his last 5 games. Branson moved it up ahead to Kadri. He's got some room down that right side, squeezes by, and he just lost the puck. Antoine Roussel back the other way, hustling up there. Cole going for the net, and the puck never did arrive. Puck moved back out there. Roussel tapped it ahead. Jokipaka into the corner. Cole trying to get it back to the line, broken up. Pass up to Bozak, shoots! Using Jokipaka as the screen there, he let it go. Pollock under some pressure, puck comes out! Drilled on goal by Vernon Fiddler, who jumped up there on top of that loose puck, and Bernier again with the answer.
His positioning has been so strong, and that's when he's great. And a couple of big saves in period number 1 when the game was close. He's robbed Tyler Seguin a couple of times. He's had some luck with the post, which never hurts. And his positioning and his rebound control, as always, has been excellent.
Moving up there is Klingberg, gets it in front, backhand shot. Bernier was there. That was Fiddler with the chance, his second chance this shift. And he's after it in the corner now. Fiddler trying to get it out. Sevier back of the net. Leaves for Fiddler. Looking around. Goligoski was jumping up towards the goal as an option. Sevier here along the boards, being rubbed out by Pollock. Now Pollock being chased down by Sevier. Orkoff moves it up. Sharp angle shot by Fiddler is stopped. Fiddler with 3 shots on goal on this shift.
Protect your engine in temperatures as low as 40 below with Mobil 1 Advanced Fuel Economy. Mobil 1. Energy lives here.
Lindy Ruff has liked the way his team has pushed throughout the game when they're down. He didn't like it earlier in the season, but he's liking it now, as he should. As don't forget, the Dallas Stars were down by 3, 15 minutes into the second period against Edmonton in their last game, and they ended up winning 6-5 in the shootout.
This is Ben, works it back. Demers. First shot in there, Bernier stops it. Rebound out in front. Tip back, Seguin. Shoots! And Bernier knocks that away. Got the blocker arm on it. Here's Seguin again. Santorelli steps in over the blue line. Kadri is with him. Van Riemsdyk up there as well. Comes down into the corner. Ben being badgered there by Van Riemsdyk. Branson just pushed it up for Santorelli and play is whistled down. 49.8 seconds to go.
And a lost draw again created some zone time for the Dallas Stars on the Seguin line. As you see, Spezza loaded up with Seguin and Ben, something that Lindy Ruff will do a lot of and has done in this game. Didn't start that way, but now with his team down by a couple of goals, he's got to find some offense somehow.
Riley for Toronto. Gets it up around. Puck popped down there for Travis Morin, who got the shot on goal.
Trevor Daley grew up just a couple of blocks away from Maple Leaf Gardens, and his favorite player, Gary Lehman, as he was a forward as a young man growing up. And the great story about Trevor Daley, he played for the Sioux Greyhounds in junior hockey, and his stick boy was Kyle Dubas, now the assistant general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And actually, Kyle set him up with his wife, a Sault Ste. Marie girl. Funny how the hockey world works, isn't it?
You mean he set him up with the woman he eventually married?
Yes.
Kyle didn't set him up with his wife.
No. Hope not.
I just wanted to clarify.
So anyway, and Trevor had some great things to say about Kyle, saying, we always kind of thought he would be something special. And certainly Kyle Dubas, at a very young age, has climbed up the hockey ladder, and he'll be a great addition, it is, to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Jokipeka moves up. Got it down into the corner there. Morin switching off. He goes towards the slot looking for a rebound. Doesn't come. Daley up there, back of the net. Morin up there jabbing at it. Pollock under siege there. Cole watching him. And Winnick will run out of time, and that does it for period number 2. The Leafs scored 1 in the first. They get 2 more here in the second. Shots on goal through 2, 24-19 for Dallas. Once again, here's Darren Millard.
Paul, Greg, thank you very much. Here at Hockey Central with Damian Cox and Nick Kyprios. Is James Van Riemsdyk starting to become the straw with this Toronto Maple Leaf forward unit?
Well, people always talk about, what's the phrase? Make your teammates better. And to me, James Van Riemsdyk seems to be a guy who can make any number of a group of players better on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tonight he gets demoted to the second line with Nazem Kadri and Mike Santorelli. Ends up creating 2 goals with that group. One by himself, and then, of course, set up Nazem Kadri for the first goal of the game. So he's got that line going, just like Nick was talking about in the pregame about secondary scoring, getting lines other than the Kessel line. And then he's on the power play, clogging up the front of the net when Tyler Bozak scores. So he's making both groups. I think you can make an argument he's been their best forward this season, and he does the most things of any of their forwards.
Well, there seems to be a comfort zone in his game, or where he really stands right now with the league. Great soft hands, maybe amongst the softest in the game for a guy that size.
And you love the net presence.
Just terrific. I think the game's changed a little bit, where he's got a little easier access to get to the net. And he's off to what should be a career season for him. 35-plus goal season, plus 70 points. If he can stay healthy, I think should be a very attainable goal.
And you know what? That is so true what Nick said. He can just go and stand there in front of the net. 20 years ago, and we know the game has changed, you would have had a guy pounding away.
It's really tailored right now for him big time.
But here's where it kind of goes off the rails when you talk about points and success. 70 points, great success. Jason Spezza is on pace for 64, and there's questions about him in Dallas.
Well, not quite the pace that in his heyday in Ottawa, where he at times scored, 90-plus points. But I just don't know whether or not that this trade, in hindsight, was really what the Dallas Stars needed. Maybe they saw their program a little bit more advanced than it really is. I like the spot for him, though. Ultimately, getting him out of the environment where he's the captain and the go-to guy, he's a secondary guy now. I'm sorry, but in terms of being that dynamic player, that's not what. That's Jamie Benn. That's Tyler Seguin, and he can fit in nicely without having that pressure of what he had in Ottawa.
Hey, part of the thing in Dallas is they've got to sell tickets, and that had to be part of the reasoning. But they gave up Alex Chason and Nick Paul, who's going to play for Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championships. This deal could come back and bite them in the end, and $30 million. Why the extension?
10 games tonight in the National Hockey League. Final night before Christmas. We've got some highlights coming up. JVR, the difference so far for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Stefan Robidog with Chris Simpson next.
Downtown Dallas, busy people heading out and about, finishing up Christmas shopping, last-minute stuff. Leafs up 3-0 after a couple of periods. Tonight's second period summary brought to you by Fallsview Casino Resort, Niagara Falls, the place you want to be. Here's Chris.
Well, Paul, with his 2 assists tonight, that gives Phil Kessel 38 points in 35 games so far. That sits him tied for 6th spot in NHL scoring. Now, if he ends the season in the top 10, it'll be the 4th straight season he's accomplished that. It will also make him the first Leaf to do that since Harvey Busher Jackson did it from 1931 to 1935 as part of the kid line. There's your history lesson for you, Paul and Greg.
That Harvey Busher Jackson, Joe Primo. Who was the other guy in the kid line? I'm trying. Sure. Nice eye roll there, partner.
I'm having trouble remembering my bag on an airplane.
Leafs rolling along in this one, 3-0 lead. Bozak got a piece of that. Kessel coming in. Horkoff moves it across. Fiddler played it in. And a penalty coming up against Dallas. It'll be a tripping call. It's going to be Jason Spezza heading to the box, I believe.
And he does not like that one at all. Almost a perfect storm for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this game. And there's a look at the trip. Definitely a penalty. I mean, the Dallas Stars just coming off a Western Swing road trip. The distractions of Christmas when you're home and all the family activities that are going on. And the Maple Leafs on the road away from the distractions, coming off a pretty decent game, but a loss against the Chicago Blackhawks. And Lindy Ruff's team has not been very good tonight, and the Leafs have been above average.
Here's Gardner, works it back. Riley plays it over for Kadri. Clarkson is parked in the slot, but Dallas winning the puck. Garbutt will drive up there, drops the shoulder. Back out, puck pushed towards the net there. Warren let it go. Clarkson. Chops it up around back of the net, hustling over Riley. Got there quickly and kept it in. Up for Clarkson. Goligoski stole it, played it just outside the line. Now turned over there. Demers will walk in. Short-handed. It was a 1-on-3, and they generally don't pan out. That one didn't either. Fiddler plays it back. Demers. Fiddler right down the middle, gets a shot from the sharp angle, albeit, but it was stopped by Bernier. Benn fires one in. Bernier stops that one too. Here's Benn.
We just have to be careful here. They better not fall asleep in this third period, because one thing Dallas can do is score. They've got some good skill and speed up front.
Well, Dallas showing little glimpses there, gunning for a shorthanded marker. The Leafs have given up 5 shorthanded goals this year. That leads the league. Someplace you don't want to lead. Benn firing it in, knocked down. Franson. Long pass up. Here comes Kessel. He's in there. And he's stoned by Lennon. Here comes Daly. Back in, wheeling and dealing, shooting! Bernier had to flick out that right pad to make the stop. Nice spirited rush from Trevor Daly. And the penalized player back out there. Teams at even strength. Nice chances at both ends. First Kessel and then Daly back in. Jokipaka dropped it off. Spezza fired one. That was wide of the target. Here's Cole. Worked it over. One-timer there by Klingberg. Robida gets it up along the boards. Spezza over there to tap it down, but the Leafs control. Polak with it. Robida. Long pass up there. Polak steps in, shoots. Rising shot. That eluded Lehtinen, and luckily for Lehtinen, it eluded the net as well. Stepping in. Seguin with a shot. That was stopped and wrestled down and covered up by Bernier. Seguin has been all around the net tonight. 3 goal posts, but no goal.
And you can see the frustration on Kessel's face here. He circles up high, and great players have the ability to do this. Gretzky used to do it. Brett Hall was pretty good at this, and look where he is. Gone. Way in behind the Dallas defense, and Lehtinen with a good save. And Bernier moments ago on guess who? Seguin. He's had his number all night long, and that one almost went up over top of the shoulder, but Bernier with another good save. I think one player that will really need this break is Phil Kessel. He's been good tonight, but he's going in one of those little bit of a scoring slumps at the moment. Maybe to get away from the game will be good for him for a couple days.
What it's going with Seguin, it reminds me a little bit of that Leaf LA game we saw a few weeks back when Quick had Bozak's number. Just one of those nights all around the net. Goligoski back for Demers. Roussel saucered that one across through the slot. It bounces right back out through, and then Roussel jumped up for a second look. Van Riemsdyk on the way back. Lupul is with them. Kadri coming up in the play as well. Lupul has it down low. Van Riemsdyk in front of the net. Lehtinen sprawling across with a nice stop.
That's 2 in the last 2 minutes.
Puck tipped back down to the corner. Lehtinen out to play it. Here's Seguin. Quick pass. He was looking for Jamie Benn. Just missed him. Klingberg going after it. You hear Ben yell Klinger, and he got it up to him. Ben plays it ahead. Seguin comes in. Dropped it back for Ben. Fired a shot. Stick broke. Here's Kadri. Up for Lupul. Rings it up there. Orkov with it. Up ahead for Jokipaka. Robida played it back up for Bozak. Moves it across. Knocked down, and here comes Daly. Had a good chance his last shift, remember, but he won't get one here. Lost the puck just inside the line. Hustling back the other way, Booth over for Riley. And he couldn't wheel it in. Sevier pushes it ahead. Orkov couldn't get it. Back up for Kessel. Stepping in. Kessel fires one. That stopped. Big rebound will bounce down. Booth was there looking for it. Kessel in the neighborhood too. This is Fiddler now for Dallas. Roussel. Roussel gets it out. Demers directed it towards the goal. Sevier gets it towards the front. Knocked down. Bozak hustling back for the Leafs. Clarkson up ahead of him on the play. He'll come in hard after it against Demers. And this is Roussel. Whoops. Turns that over. Winnick plays it ahead, and then he was knocked down by Roussel or angled out of the play. Here comes Cole back the other way. Eakin is with him. Klingberg. Long pass up ahead. Goligoski. Dished it up. Eakin. Sharp angle shot. That was kicked away. Here's Kadri moving up. Santorelli is with him. Santorelli for Kadri. Nobody in front yet. Now Van Riemsdyk moving up into the mix. Santorelli. And he lost the puck. Goligoski tried to play it out. Santorelli knocked it down. Plays it right back in.
Better puck-moving play there by Lettinen.
I
Took
believe
the oven mitts off.
I just said, yeah, that's how you described his puck handling in the first period, like he had oven mitts on.
I'll have those on tomorrow.
Oh, Franson, whoops, turns it over. Seguin cut in front, and Franson got back out there to make the best of a bad situation, and then Garbutt was robbed. Well, a carnival with Franson as the ringmaster, but Bernier pulled it out.
This week on Hockey Night in Canada, 5 choices of nationally televised games start your Saturday with Hockey Central Saturday at 6:30. Then it's the Red Wings and the Senators on CBC, the Jets and the Wild on City, and the Capitals at Penguins on Sportsnet. All that followed by the Oilers at the Flames on CBC and the Sharks at the Kings on Sportsnet at 10 p.m. Visit sportsnet.ca/schedule for details.
Yeah, after a breather for a few days, the players right back into the fire.
Just a few.
This is Gardner. Over there for Santorelli. And this is Jokipaka. Punches that puck in, the rookie out of Finland. In a reasonable amount of ice time tonight.
Kadri's going to get a penalty for closing his hand on the puck.
Yes, he is.
Which is a tough play with 12 minutes to go, and his team up by 3. The good news for the Maple Leafs, the Stars' power play has been a mess tonight. And Kadri here just grabs it and turns around with the puck, and that's a young play there by Kadri, who's had a terrific night for his team.
Dallas 0 for 3 on the power play. So their 4th power play chance of the night. Down by a score of 3-0. Quick whistle there off the face-off. They will line up and do it again. Spezza, Ben. Puck pushed up towards the corner. Eakin the other forward. Seguin starts things back at the left point. But he'll jump up and when they reconfigure and get possession in the offensive zone. Ben taps it back. This is Daly. Long pass up ahead. Spezza for Eakin. And Seguin there lurking. Gets it around for Daly. Ben is back at the high point. Here's Spezza. Knock that down. That was Eakin who was dumped and turned the puck over, and Winnick just very carefully down. Eats up a little bit of time. Here's Spezza. Jamie Benn. Cole going for the net. Spezza. Klingberg. Cole is in front. Spezza there, couldn't knock it down. And Seguin is off the ice right now, and Spezza will be shortly. Spezza and Ben both come off. Here comes Klingberg. Up for Cole. He'll sneak in, looking towards the front of the net, fired a shot. Had Hemsky moving quickly down the right side looking for it. This is Klingberg. Klingberg, one-timer, rising shot, and Bernier took a bite out of it and got enough of it. Lettinen plays it over. Klingberg.
Let's go.
This is over there for Travis Morin coming in, but the play is offside with 14 seconds to go in the power play.
This season, stay out of the penalty box. Find gifts you'll adore, like Arctic Brilliance Canadian Diamonds, only at People's, Canada's diamond store. Let love shine.
I want to catch up to this Bernier save just before the Stars' power play, as Franson had a bit of a speed wobble there, and here is the play where it hits Franson to begin with, but then Garbutt in the slot, the one-timer. Oh. And that's been the story of Bernier tonight. What a terrific glove save.
First guy he lost to was Seguin. missed again. It's well documented tonight. He's been around the net, hit the post 3 times, been stoned by Bernier a couple times.
We got him for 6 chances. He's also had 3 shots as well. He's been all over this game.
Oh, Spezza was thumped there by Phaneuf. And that's going to draw a crowd as Jamie Benn jumped right in.
Now things are going to get ugly.
I think Spezza looked up just in time. Spezza was coming up to play the puck. Phaneuf had him in the crosshairs, and but right back up at his feet was Spezza. Back in a moment.
Well, Van Riemsdyk and Kadri have been terrific tonight, right in the opening face-off here. Kadri with the goal and a setup from Van Riemsdyk, and then this hit here by Benn. Oh boy, and Kadri just bounced right back up, and then moments after that, he filters the puck through the neutral zone, and away goes Van Riemsdyk. A pretty little move through the 5-hole, and those two have combined beautifully tonight in this game.
When the ice chips settle out of all of that, it is just 1 penalty, and it goes to Jordie Benn.
Well, the thing is, it was a good, solid, clean hit. And I don't understand why these players don't accept that at times. There was nothing dirty about that hit to Jason Spezza. Spezza had his head down. It was a shoulder contact. And this league now, I mean, the players just seem to do it every time.
Well, and no damage done either. Spezza popped right back up.
Funny the way they are that way now. I don't get it.
Here comes Fiddler. Drops it out. Roussel pushing it towards the goal. Didn't get 100% on that shot. Here's Kessel moving in. Waits, shoots, and missed. Kessel has a chuckle. You can when you're leading 3-0.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And Van Riemsdyk saying, hey, you're not scoring. Like, why didn't you give me the puck? I'm pretty open on the other side of the net to Kessel. Kessel could have gone for a large fries and a cheeseburger. He had so much time and still take the shot.
And he might well have. Franson plays it up. Garbutt after it. Puck comes across. Garbutt was looking for it. Demers. Garbutt was thumped there by Franson. And Kessel coming up will loop back. Gets it over. Phaneuf moves in. Shoots. He's stopped. Rebound is smothered by Lehtinen.
This is all Toronto Maple Leafs now, as they are getting chance after chance, and Lehtinen in this third period has stopped Kessel in a breakaway. He's come across a couple of times and made big saves, and there's a big time hit again on Franson, and this time no Dallas Star retaliated. Garbutt went down pretty hard. Another good clean hit. And that tells you the gap control for the Maple Leafs between defense and forward has been very good tonight. The defense have been able to stand right up.
Just want to loop back to that Kessel point. You were talking to him this morning after the skate. You know, he usually doesn't miss chances like these. It's so un-Kessel-like.
Yeah, but we know he's streaky too. And he can get that way as we look at the Dion Phaneuf chance, and again Lehtinen with another big save. And now we're going to get a penalty here to Kadri as he's going in the box, as so is Benn. So the Benn brothers are together.
There's that Kessel chance.
Yeah, and he had all kinds of time. Van Riemsdyk goes by the net. It's no wonder Kessel couldn't get it to him. If Van Riemsdyk stops, then he has a tap in, and that's probably where Phil's saying, come on, really? And now we got some more chirping going on the ice between Goligoski and Phil Kessel.
Well, they're just sorting out the penalties here. Now, so offsetting. Right now, so Kadri and Ben go up in the clock. Still 1 minute left in the earlier penalty to Jordy Ben. So the offsetting penalties obviously cancel one another out. It will remain a 5-on-4 favoring the Leafs. Puck comes back to Franson. Works it over. Phaneuf. Looking for Franson. Gets it to Van Riemsdyk. It'll come back to Franson. Phaneuf. Offsetting roughing minors, by the way. Here's Franson. Winds up. Fires one. Rebound came back. Got a couple of whacks at it. And uncharacteristically, he took the big wind up there. Usually he favors that quick snapshot type release. Here comes Kessel. Right down the middle. Hops in over the blue line. Drops to Bozak. Moving in. Back for Kessel. And Riemsdyk goes to the front of the net. Phaneuf steps up. Shoots. Lettinen got enough of that to knock it away. Fiddler couldn't clear it. Nice play by the Toronto captain, Phaneuf, to keep it in. Kessel drops it down low. Van Riemsdyk has lost his stick. It broke on him. Gardner tried to center it across. Roussel moved it up ahead. Jordy Ben. And that's broken up by Phaneuf. Clarkson missed it. And back behind the play, it is Phaneuf and Ben hooking up. No, pardon me, that's Roussel.
And remember, this started earlier in the game at the face-off circle. I don't know why the linesmen were getting in so quick on that one. Somebody could have got hurt. Phaneuf was a marked man after that hit in the third period, which I thought was a good, solid, clean hit. But earlier in the game, Roussel and Phaneuf had something going at the face-off circle. And so this is a bit of a carryover, Paul, from a long time ago, right here. And now the two of them finally end up engaging and scrap a bit.
And then that hit you were referring to was a little bit earlier when Spezza got hit by the Toronto captain.
Finger cooked tonight. Order from over 100 menu items at bostonpizza.com.
So 7:40 to go. And Phaneuf in the penalty box after tangling there with Antoine Roussel. See some ice bags going in, presumably for the knuckles of Phaneuf.
And here's a play earlier in this shift. And his stick is in half, and there was no call on that by Van Riemsdyk, who was in the slot waiting for a pass.
So offsetting penalties. Roughing and fighting. Bernier. Puck fired towards the net. Cole was lurking there just in behind the defender. Morin persisting after that puck in the corner. Here's Gardner. Icing waved. Robidas. Over for Riley. Back for Robidas. Here's Kessel.
They've got 35 shots for the Dallas Stars on the board now. Bernier's been terrific, but this game doesn't feel like it at times.
Here comes Seguin moving up. Shoots! Bernier stops that. Boy, he's seeing it well tonight, isn't he?
Oh boy, it does when Seguin has the puck though. He has been all over the place in this game. Had so many chances, and Bernier's just had his number all night long. What a dynamic player Seguin is, and with his speed and puck handling ability and that quick release, you can see why he's ripping up the league right now.
Gardner gets it up around. Seguin darting up there. Couldn't get to it. Santorelli tapping it down into the Dallas zone. Here's Spezza with it now. Demers. Seguin. Worked it up ahead. He'll go towards the net. Pass comes over here to Daly. Sharp angle. Fires it across. Went off a skate. And then into Bernier, who will cover it up. 5:50 to go in the third period. Leafs with a 3-0 lead. Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet returns. Hey, Jonathan Bernier, 8 wins in his last 12 starts and looking good tonight. Tonight's Keys to the Game brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of the NHL.
Well, a quick start for the Maple Leafs, one of the keys, and why? Because the Stars coming off the Western Road swing, and the Dallas Stars, they've been having a difficult time with turnovers, and they have once again tonight in this game.
Puck comes back. Klingberg fires one. It'll bounce around in front. Dallas pressuring here their last couple of possessions. Here's Klingberg. Seguin. Up for Benn. Fires it in. Up for Seguin. Oh, great chance again.
This is unbelievable.
Missed another one. Here comes Santorelli back the other way. He'll slam on the brakes. Just weave his way into the corner. Cleared it across. Franson moves up, shooting. Nice shot by Franson, and a good stop by Lehtinen.
It's going to ruin his Christmas, Seguin. I mean, he has had more chances tonight. And Bernier, this time on the second effort, throws his pad, and what a save again. And yeah, there's a little frustration there. I've had enough of that stick. It's not worked. We'll try a different one.
What's the unofficial Seguin watch? Chances tonight. You know, last time we checked it was 5. Now we got 8. Horcoff gets it in. Bernier is there again. What a night Jonathan Bernier is having. Fiddler was right there at the edge of the crease. Travis Morin was up in the play. Horcoff had a chance. Seguin's been there. Man.
And his anticipation, his hockey intelligence is so strong. And this play here, he just reads that play. He is ahead of the pass, Jonathan Bernier. And on these situations at goalie, if you're ahead of the pass, reading it, you got a chance. And Bernier here, a little push, drags the pad. What a beautiful save. And then makes sure that he stays with his concentration level to find the rebound. What a night for Jonathan Bernier.
Comes back here, pushed up by Jokipaka. Fired across in front. Another shot drifted there by Daly and ends up in the netting.
And it was funny, you know, this morning he was quite calm about his game. Coming off a game where he let 7 in, he said, that wasn't that bad. Like, his confidence level right now is really high. And when your confidence level is at a heightened area when you're a goalie, even when you have a night where you've let a few in, if you know that you've been close to the game, you normally have a pretty easy time in terms of bouncing back. But this is more than a bounce back game for Bernier. I mean, he's been absolutely magnificent in this contest.
That's 41 shots on goal.
Again.
Dallas are going to pull their goalie with the extra attacker out there. Why not? Down by 3, just under 5 minutes to go. Here's Seguin with it. Works it back. Klingberg got it over to Seguin, unloads, and puck goes up into the netting.
I think you're going to see coaches now with the analytics, and it'll start to back it up, that coaches are going to start to pull goalies even earlier than this. This is 4 minutes to go, and they're down by 3. I think at times you may see a coach start pulling a goalie in the last 10 minutes. And as they become more innovative and the stats start to back it up, coaches will gamble more pulling the goalie.
9th time this year the Leafs have given up 40-plus shots. The 3rd time in the last 6 games. With the most significant number favoring the Leafs by 3. 3-0. Seguin taps it back. Eakin works it over. Daly shoots. Skips up around the boards. And here's Klingberg. Dallas with an empty net. Increasingly empty hopes, but they're going to throw what they can at it here inside the last 4 minutes. Puck pushed out in front. Seguin scoops it on goal. That was stopped. Gets it down for Eakin. Being watched by Pollock. Puck knocked out. Empty net to shoot at for Santorelli. And that will just rub the salt in a little bit, making it 4-0.
Frustrated Lindy Ruff. It's been a solid game for the Maple Leafs, although Bernier's been a huge story and a big part of it. But a better effort for Toronto. There's a careless play, and Santorelli throws it in the net to seal the deal for the Maple Leafs.
Santorelli's 7th of the year, and Van Riemsdyk picks up an assist there. It's into the Christmas cheer. And that gentleman aside, a lot of people starting to head for the exits.
And Dion Phaneuf just left the ice surface and went to the locker room.
Well, he had an ice pack on his hand after his scrap. I don't know whether that had anything to do with it or not, but we won't see him again tonight. This is Ben. Up there for Demers. Gardner flips it out. Jordy Ben back to pick it up. So Dallas showing flashes of inconsistency. Not a big surprise there. It's been one of those years for them. Booth with the puck. Struggling a couple of weeks ago. They turned it around with a good road trip. Winners of their last 4 coming into this game, but a subpar effort tonight.
And they're going to have a difficult time winning games consistently the way they're playing defensively, and that's the big problem with the Dallas Stars.
Tonight's game review brought to you by The Brick, saving you more on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and big screen TVs.
Now, Bernier, we've talked a lot about him, as we should, because he's been absolutely incredible tonight. Seguin's been all over it. All over. Can't solve Bernier. And Kadri's been good. Kessel's been much better tonight. And let's put an honorable mention into the Leaf penalty count. There were key times early in the first period. Did an excellent job against Dallas.
Seguin hitting the post 3 times tonight. So a hat trick of posts. And he's had, by our unofficial count, no fewer than 8 chances. Here comes Cole. This flips it down and around back of that Leaf goal. Leafs will charter back to Toronto right after this game. They'll get home for a Christmas break for a couple of days and then head down to Florida for 2 games and 2 nights, visiting the Panthers and Tampa Bay.
Which is not an easy trip anymore in this league, as the Panthers are a much better hockey club this year.
Busy night in the NHL. And Sportsnet Central coming up right afterwards, and with a complete recap of tonight's action. Getting all set for the Christmas break. Ken and Ivanka coming up right after the game. They'll be smiling just like that.
Ken's always smiling.
Goligoski moves it up. Garbutt pushed it towards the net, knocked down. Franson up ahead for Lupul, who chips it in. Goligoski. Fiddler moving up. Got it out. Cole shoots. Bernier knocked that aside. Here's Cole turning, trying to punch it through. A maze of sticks and skates down there in front of Bernier. Booth along the boards, knocked down.
Giving up 40 shots or more 4 of the last 6 games, and or 3 of the last 6 games, and they've won all of them.
Here comes Smith. Dishes the puck off. Booth fired that one. It'll deflect up and around inside the last minute of this one. Orkoff up ahead for Demers. Comes in. Hemsky into the corner. Throws it towards the goal. Puck will bounce around. Puck comes over to Holland. Klingberg moved it up. Puck comes back to Franson inside the last 20 seconds.
You know, we often talk about trades in the Toronto market and focus on the bad ones, but Bernier for Fratton and Scrivens, that was a heck of a hockey deal for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And the final seconds, and you know what the Leafs are thinking of right now. Let's nail down the shutout, and they do. It is the 9th of Bernier's career, his 2nd of the season, and his first career shutout against Dallas. Stops 43 shots.
And often goalies after the game will say, well, my team was great in front of me and they helped me get the shutout, which is often true when you get a shutout. Tonight, Bernier had an awful lot to do with this one. He had his name on this shutout. He was unbelievable.
Tonight's 3 stars brought to you by Molson Canadian.
Pretty obvious, isn't it? Bernier with a good evening. Kadri and Van Riemsdyk combined for some pretty nice offensive work.
Well, for all of us here in Dallas, hope you enjoyed the night. And we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Sportsnet Central coming up next. So long from the Big D.